stand now on the precipice of change. A turning point looms on the horizon as we move from our humble origins in a simple video store on 6th Street into a new and unknown future. Now, in this moment of rumination, we turn our humble gaze upon the journey so far. We, simple proxies, remember fondly the mysterious briefcase and Necomata, the tribulations of Belobog and its feral leader. We reflect fondly on a time of caked-up cops and sleepy sharks, motorcycle kings and failed coups. Recall you our ventures with music stars and cloned soldiers, of overworked officers and mighty void hunters. Recall you our fallen, hot motorcycle dads, dancing sisters, and beloved television mode. We reminisce upon a time where Anomaly was king and where standard banner characters were still relevant. In our darkest hours, we are comforted by the lyrics of our favorite ballads. Burnus, 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 go, go. Yet questions remain. What happened to Carol Arna? Why is there a hollow on the moon? What exactly is Tops up to? And who hides within the recesses of that silly cat suit? Our benevolent benefactors have promised questions will be answered, and so many still remain. What of the sacrifices? What schemes are underfoot? What role will Belle and Wayne play in all of this newness? Instead, let us turn our attention now to the new. A brand new haven, which is, ironically, quite zenful. We measure our days by our excitement for giant robots and martial arts masters, for more thyrines, machines, and well-endowed human beings, temples and hollows and new cities, oh my. But first, our ventures in Season 1 have not yet concluded. Vivian's premonition has yet to take shape. Bringer's notebook still holds untold mysteries. And the vicious Hugo is dead, or is he? Season 1 is coming to a close, and yet the future seems more open than ever. Hello, and welcome back to the 6th Street Underground, a Zilla Zone Zero fancast discussing all things ZZZ. As always, I'm your host, Eric, and I'm joined by my ever-wonderful co-host, Brian. Hi, Brian.
You have no idea how difficult it was to not interrupt your weird little NPR skit.
I know, I could feel it, and I was just going to cut it out anyways.
I muted my microphone. I could tell you put effort into it.
I put so much
time. And the inner toddler in me just was like, what if we knocked over all of his blocks?
I'm going to ruin all of this. This is where I wish I had a camera for you so I could just know what your face was while you went, what is Eric doing? Then you went, why is he doing this? And then you really wanted to mess with it. And I'm proud that you didn't. But there's so much to talk about, Brian. How are you?
I am off kilter.
I've finally done it. It took 20 episodes, but I finally caught you off guard. And it feels amazing. I see why you do this now.
I know. It's so much fun, isn't it? Well, we got a lot to talk about.
We do.
So should we just jump right into it?
Yeah. How do you like Trigger?
Season 2 coming out.
All right. Okay. And
I'm back. I'm back at top.
Okay.
She is fantastic.
Dude, I love playing with her. She's so fun.
Yeah. She's so good.
Yeah.
She's so bootylicious. She's also strong.
And she gets like the flashy. I like how all of her her wipeout screens, they're all completely and utterly impractical. Like she's either fully inverted, straight upside down, or like mega split, gun to the ground, or like
she's very much
back.
Got the Bayonetta posing going on of just. They're like, is it possible to shoot a sniper rifle while also doing yoga poses?
How do we make sniper sexy? And I think they've done it. I'm here to say, everybody, they've managed to do it. They made sexy sniping.
Who knew that if you put a woman with a large butt in skin-tight clothing, she would turn out to be attractive?
It's been the formula so far, And judging by some of the things we've seen coming up, it's probably going to continue. But that is going to get ahead of ourselves. We're not going to talk too much about Trigger today. We can on a later episode, but I think we already kind of covered a lot of Trigger previously. And there's just so much for us to talk about with what's coming down the pipeline. I mean, since the last time we recorded, we have had the 1.7 special program come out. We have had the PV, the promotional video for version 2.0, and we had a dev chat, which they did 2 of them. They did an English version and a Chinese version. And the English one was like 14 minutes. The Chinese version was like an hour long. So I've tried to pull what I could from it, but there's a lot going on. So we're going to try to go, I'm going to say it out loud so that we can hold ourselves to it. I'm going to try to go in order. We'll hit 1.7, we'll hit dev chat, what we know is coming up in 2.0, and the most important thing, what characters have already been teased or talked about. Yeah.
Our second Void Hunter already. But speaking of Void Hunters,
1.7.
Mockingbird is back.
Mockingbird's back. No, Hugo's dead, dude. What are you talking about? We watched him die.
Yeah, everyone definitely was like, yup, he's definitely dead. Definitely.
Yeah, totally. I liked the angle that they pitched at the beginning. It seems like that's what they were pitching, of like Hugo antagonized Lycone on purpose. So like to almost like martyr himself to rally people behind him. So now when he comes back and does vicious things, for possibly a good reason, people see him as like anti-hero or a hero and not somebody bad, because he's got that like cult of personality around Mockingbird. I'm excited to see what he does. And this will be the conclusion of season 1. This next batch of story that's going to come through, and that's going to set us up for season 2, where we go to a new area and talk about that in a bit. Brian, do you want to tell me what the banners are? Do you know?
I do know. It's written right here on the screen.
Yeah, I got your back, man.
Yeah. So Jane is coming back.
Jane's coming back.
Jane is coming back. So you'll have 2 with Vivian. Mm-hmm. So you'll get your 2 anomalies coming out.
Yep. We're back to Anomaly Impact.
So if you missed Jane the first time, now you get to have a fun battle of, do you want an ether or a physical anomaly character?
Now,
Vivian looks cool.
Brian,
Jane is cool.
Jane is cool. Is Jane still relevant to the meta? If you're a meta person, like when Jane first came out, she was it. Like, do you feel with where we're at right now, if you're a Jane super fan, you're going to roll anyway, so this isn't for you. But if you're on the fence, Brian, how do you feel about rolling for Jane at this point in the game's life?
I still say go for her. Yeah. She's basically the only real source of physical damage.
That's true.
There's other forms of ether. So there's only one form of... But yeah, so Vivian is cool. She's going to be our first ether anomaly.
Yeah.
But there's other characters that do ether damage. Jane is basically it. I mean, there's Caesar, but she's not really a damage dealer.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with your argument.
At the very least, if we're talking S-rank characters.
If you've got most everybody, I'll be like for me, the only ether character I have that I have 2, because I've got Nicole and I've got Astra. So like Vivian, for like, I don't have an ether carry the same way your Juyuan people have.
Yeah.
I think like the other thing is like we know that with 2.0 there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff coming out. But Jane has been pretty consistent. She's really fun in the weekly mode with her like special editions and things. If you're called, grab her. If you can get both, they actually might play really well together, because we know about Vivian now. She's like Brian said, she's an ether anomaly. If you haven't watched the actual like chunk of the special program where they talk about Vivian's like kit, it's worth a watch, because they've tried really hard to make it sound simple, and it just isn't. Like,
it seems so weird. I can't tell if it's one of those where describing all of the abilities, like laying them out, is weird and complex, but when you actually play it, because like half of her things are when she's off field, so that negates some of the complexity. But yeah, they were like, you do this to gain these feathers,
some
and
flight
then you
feathers.
You get flock mode.
Then turn that into guard feathers, then transfer to this mode.
I was like, I don't know what we're doing, boss. Meanwhile, Jane is. Have you ever seen someone spin around really, really fast?
Yeah. Don't let the bar go down. Yeah, like it's. I feel like we've had other characters like this where in reality, because she's mostly off field, it's gonna be user EX skill, attack 3 times, switch, and you're good. But the way to describe she's got like 3 forms.
Yeah, she's almost gonna be like an ether form of Bernice.
Yes. Yeah, they're this we'll talk about some more later, but like she is leaning into this philosophy they're trying to work on and making it feel like people are more present on the field.
When they're not on the field.
Even when they're not in the field, right? So it's not like a person and 2 invisible friends. It's like 3 people doing cool stuff on the screen. What I thought was interesting, Brian, and we're going to talk about Hugo in a second, is Vivian to trigger. So if she has the right people on her team and her off-field attacks hit someone who's afflicted with an anomaly, she triggers extra damage and a dot. So that's going to be a huge chunk of her damage, whether she's like leading a team or a sub DPS. But
she continues the trend of anomaly characters getting their own special debuff.
Yes,
hers is a bloom.
It's a bloom. But this is what shocked me. She wants anomaly or another ether user on her team. Hugo, who is in the same faction as her, is neither anomaly or ether. So I think this is the first time we've had a character come out who the other people in their faction does not activate their core passive.
Yeah.
That's weird. I mean, like,
he's also, she's an anomaly and he's an attacker. Yeah. And in general, you have not seen those 2 mixed together in most comps. Like, you can get them to work a little bit.
But not usually.
But usually you go like double anomaly or you go attack stunner.
Yeah.
You haven't really seen much attack anomaly characters.
And Vivian really wants double anomaly. And then Hugo, he wants stunners. So phase 1 is Vivian Jane. Your A ranks are Piper and Seth. Hugo is our phase 2 alongside Lighter, which is a little bit trickier because, man, Lighter just keeps coming up as like being primo for every fire and ice DPS in the game.
It's also interesting because they skipped Caesar and Bernice for their reruns. So they're I think this is the first time that they've not followed the initial release.
I think you might be right. I wonder if they're doing that because they're saving Caesar and Bernice, who are 2 of the prime culprits for do a thing and then they don't play for a while, except for like Astra, who is still least visible. I wonder if they're saving that for like some updates to those 2 characters that makes them more present. Lighter is trickier, man, because he's a really good stunner.
Honestly,
yeah,
I am going to pull for Lighter before Hugo.
Yeah,
I have Ellen.
Yep,
I already have an ice attack, and I have Miyabi, and she is still the queen. So he would be 3rd. I mean, he currently, and we'll talk about it later, but currently he will I would imagine he would be behind Miyabi. So Miyabi would be number 1 ice, and then him, and then Ellen, just because Ellen was the first character to get released.
Ellen's age shows.
But yeah, I'm just like, I don't need a 3rd ice damage dealer, but I do need Lighter.
Yeah.
Coleda's good, but
yeah,
Lighter's better.
I might end up skipping both just because I saw what's coming down the pipeline. I'm annoyed only because like Hugo ticks a lot of the same boxes for me as like he's a catty sassy bee with a scythe suitcase and he's over the top and like that all works for me. But I also have the same thing you were just talking about. I might go for Lighter. I might just save because I'm definitely going for Vivian. What's interesting about Hugo is he scales off of having stunners on his team. And so he actually does want double stun comp, which means he plays really nice with Lighter. Vivian plays well with Jane. Hugo plays well with Lighter. So if you don't already have a built-up account, like both of those phases are really encouraging you to go for both of the banners.
I do like that they're pairing them though. So because like you said, if you are getting into ZZZ and you don't have a lot of built up, this is great because
you got a team, baby.
You have a chance of being able to put together a team almost immediately instead of having to wait a while.
Yeah, you're
the downside is if you aren't able to if your luck sucks and you spend all of your tapes just getting one or the other,
you've got a long wait.
Or you could always just drop several $1,000
just spend
on this
a lot
game.
of money. The other thing is, and I think you and I both run into this on the times where you do end up pulling two S ranks really close together. If your account's new, you probably don't have the resources to get a Hugo and a lighter all the way up to max level.
My account isn't new and I don't have the resources to get two people up to 60 at the drop. It's an investment.
My Denny oopsie has been paying off, but it's a lot.
Yeah, my Denny's are okay.
Yeah.
Right now I'm definitely running into the skill chips.
Yeah.
That's mostly where I'm running into it is I've officially gone through all of my backlog of like skill chips, so everything's just farming for the next character. I was so glad for people like Astra.
Yeah.
And Lighter not Lighter, Trigger. Yeah. Who you don't need to like fill up half their skills because you don't need to really.
You only need like 2 or 3 skills for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I also appreciate like being in a skill chip deficit is kind of nice because you can burn 100 energy at a time, which means you can like do 2 of those in a total of 3 minutes, and like your dailies are done for the day.
Yes,
which is nice. I'm gonna fly through these next parts really quickly so we can talk about more of the meaty stuff here. We are getting new bang boos. Meaty. We're getting an S rank bang boo for the Mockingbird, who is Robin. We've seen him previously. He showed up during the Marcel's Adventure bang boo event. We're also getting overtime boo for free. Brian, did you see overtime?
It's so adorable.
It's so good.
He's got his little neck pillow,
and have you seen like his animations where he's like trying to work and gets angry and just yeets his computer at the enemy? It's amazing.
I hope there's some. I hope there's some reference to Jujutsu Kaisen because there is a character in there who is an overtime worker. So
yes,
like,
there is. Yeah,
yeah. When he's off the clock, he gets more powered up, and he just.
I love that character. He's amazing. And nothing bad ever happens.
Nothing bad happens to anyone in that.
No, that's a happy anime.
Everyone is. It's happy, just like the Promised Neverland.
Exactly. It's like when you convinced me to watch Puella Magi Madoka Magica, and I was like, okay, cool, and then was traumatized.
Oh yeah. Speaking of traumatized, we're getting off topic again.
You know that's how we do. We're going to get some new quality time events that are attached to one of the new major events. The big event for this patch is called Say It With Flowers. It's a floral decoration puzzle game store management thing. I like store management mini games. It feels good to tick things off the list.
Yeah, I think my favorite part about what they previewed is this is going to be like the first one of these events where they don't also immediately tell you what the right answer is.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they mentioned that they're like, some characters aren't actually just going to straight up tell you. Because, it's I'm like, oh, cool, this is fun. And then they're like, I want red sandwich.
Yeah, and it's just like highlighted for you. And like, all right, cool.
I'm like, I guess I'll pick the red sandwich then.
Right.
And they're like, how'd you guess that this is what I want? I'm like, on the other hand, it is also more realistic because if someone walked up to a food truck and just said, guess what I like, I'd be like, I'd like for you to get out of line and look at the menu.
I want tacos or quiche. You figure it out. And I'm going to get upset if you don't nail it.
They're like, sir, this is a meatloaf truck. We only sell meatloafs.
This is a coffee shop, mister. That event's going to be important, though, because it unlocks new quality time mode stuff, which means we can more quickly get characters to max friendship and unlock their backgrounds. That's also how you get overtime boo. Which I don't know about you, Brian. I've been dabbling with A-rank bang boos more just because I think they're fun.
I have not.
I like night boo. Quixie's my Solana.
So so we had that event.
Yeah.
Which I think will either be just about done or done.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that knight's name?
So abbreviated.
Is it Kiwi?
It's abbreviated. It looks like Quixie, but it's based on Don Quixote. So
that's why I was like, is it Kiwi?
Would it be Key?
Key?
Kiyote. Key? I think it's Quixie. Let's go with Quixie.
I think they were going for Quixie.
Yeah.
But I call him Key.
Key. Because also, like, quixotic is a word, and that kind of lines up with his character. I love him. That was a fun... I know this is a tangent. I loved that event because they were very self-aware. Like, when...
I also...
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say, my other thing is the secret quality of life thing they did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you did. Were you doing each one per day?
I was.
Like, as they unlock.
And that just
if
bumps
you didn't... Yeah, I was like, if you didn't, like, I waited for a couple because I was working a whole bunch. So I just did them all in one day. And it literally just takes you from scene to scene to scene. There's no break.
That's nice.
So it takes you through all. You don't have to do that jumping back and forth. So I was like, oh, that's a really nice mini quality of life thing for, like, if you're catching up, you don't have to keep running back, talking to them, restarting it.
Respect your time. Even if you did it daily, day by day, because they were 2 at a day. It would change you right after the other. So like, and then after the second one, it would bring you back to where he was standing in front of random play. So you didn't have to do any walking to redeem everything. It was great. Other events, real quick. Marcel's Adventures coming back. It's the Bang Guys event.
We're gonna have to work on that.
What, Brian? We're talking about Hugo
no.
and Lighter, and it's the Bang Guys event.
You know what? You're right.
There's a ranked mode to it, but it's not like competitive ranked.
Although it kind of is.
Is it? I thought it was just kind of like the more you play, you tier up. I think
there's they said you will be able to compare your rank like with the rest of the server. There's also the other part about it. There is co-op mode.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, they mentioned it.
Are you gonna play with me,
You will
Brian?
be able to invite friends and play. You will be able to bang guys together with all your friends.
All I've ever wanted to do with my life is bang guys with you, Brian. Oh man. So there's a sandwich event coming, and then a picture event, and then another event that's similar, like the tutorial training thing and the HIA club. Just more free stuff, pretty quick. The big ones, the flowers. If it sounds like I'm rushing, it's because I am, because I want to talk about.
There's also, if you take photos during quality time, the other characters will comment.
How nice! I think
that was the only. Oh, and then there's like, you'll be able to, like, even if a disk drive is locked, you'll still be able to mark it for deletion.
Yeah,
so like super small like tweaks. Yeah. Mostly because they put so much into season 2.
Season 2 is coming, and we've got a lot to talk about with it. So let's start first with kind of talking about the things they mentioned in the dev talk.
The big thing. Yep. It is a completely new area we're going to.
Yeah, it is.
It is Chinese Name Peninsula.
All right, we're gonna have to land this one because we're gonna be saying this. Wi-Fi. Why have you forsaken me? We're gonna have to learn how to pronounce Chinese names. I think that's gonna be the next year of our life. But to get to the Wi-Fi Peninsula, they're changing the map. The map's better.
Yeah. They're gonna make it more like in line with some of their. Well, I say the only other Hoyo game I've played is Genshin, but they're going for more of that feel where like you're in the city. You can do everything in the city without having to jump from screen to screen. It'll feel a lot more like a city versus a bunch of rooms. Then they talked about it, how a lot of it was because when they were designing it, they just like using the assets. So like random play is bigger on the inside than. So, like, that's why they... But long story short is, that's gone. Now we have city.
Now it's city. Fewer loading times. But also, I think they talked about this.
More streamlined.
Instead of, like, hitting your travel button and just having to tab through a bunch of different icons, it's going to be a big 3D map that you can, like, zoom in on and get to places. So it's going to be a little bit easier to navigate to where you want to go without having to just, like, hit right 18 times to get to Port Elpis or whatever, and then travel. Yeah, which is a little thing.
It's gonna feel
so much better.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really nice.
But I also, and it's kind of a tangent, but I like how they talked about like they have learned so much over this last year. Like they were a new team, and like they're actively improving. They're not just sitting back and doing the same old, and milking us dry while we bang guys or whatever various homoerotic statements we've made this episode.
It's definitely a different game already than it was when we first started playing, and 2.0 promises to like change the game again. There have been some casualties. That strange voice at the beginning of the episode mentioned like the loss of TV mode, and like we don't get puzzle levels anymore.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I think at this point we can safely say TV mode is just fully
that's gone.
Done.
Puzzles are going to be kept to probably events, it seems like. But if they keep cranking out engaging narrative and characters, and they keep experimenting with events, I'm cool with it. I don't miss TV mode that much, although it was really cool.
It was neat, but I think it was limited, especially if you're trying to get people to, if you're spending all this money on characters, you want to see the characters. You don't want to see a avatar, a little icon of their character as it talks to you.
Exactly. We're getting.
I want more Bernice.
I would need more Bernice. Go. We're getting a new daily system with this one. That's going to be reflective of the new region. And includes things like we're going to be able to dispatch bamboo for stuff. Bamboo. There's going to be a temple that we're going to like visually restore over time. So like they're really leaning into this like management.
Temple.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on this one, man. I'm gonna put my game. I'm gonna put my game in Chinese. When does it become racist?
I don't.
Because there's a fine
line between trying and just.
Yeah, we're not doing this maliciously. It's easier to pronounce Chinese sounding names if you put on an accent, right? So like we'll
whatever you have to tell yourself to sleep.
Listen, dude, we're gonna navigate this space. But I like this, like I mentioned earlier, I like management sim things, and I like the idea of like building up this temple over time. Yeah, I appreciate that this new region is not just you can go over there and it's really cool, but you're still going to come back and do everything on 6th Street still. They're like, no, this is a new region. You're going to do stuff there, and there's going to be incentive to doing that. I have to imagine that like things that have parallels. So like if there's a scratch card alternative in the Wi-Fi Peninsula, that will like if you do that, you can't do the other one because otherwise that could get a little tedious.
Yeah, I am assuming that there's going to be a lot of mutually exclusive because obviously they're not going to be able to just get rid of it because for people who haven't progressed to season 2 story, I'm assuming you're not going to unlock the Wi-Fi Peninsula.
Well, maybe
mean maybe
Genshin's been like, hey, there's a new region. For a while there, you had to play through, but now you can just like skip there. But if you want to do the narrative, you got to go. I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into like. There is some narrative stuff going on. It's on the edge of the Lemnian Hollow, which is an older hollow. They have said Aerospace City, I think. They have said that like things will be overall design is going to be more refined, have larger areas, more diverse systems, and better guidance. It sounds like they've taken some of the feedback about like the game's really fun to play, but after you've seen an area, it starts to feel very samey.
Yeah.
And like
I think it's also the current system doesn't lend itself to exploration.
No.
Because like each area is so small. Mm-hmm. Like you're running immediately to the spot, you're doing the thing, and then you're leaving. Like after you've explored it a little bit. Whereas like if you could just run and it's a short run from one place to the other, you might do that a little more when you know you can't. You can technically get from 6th Street to Lumina Square, but no one's taking the damn subway because it's just loading screens.
Right. After you've like found all of the hidden carts and done all your kitty cat tasks, like you just quick travel to where you're going next.
Yeah.
We've talked about it some already. They are adjusting the combat system a little bit. They seem to be really invested in making it so non-DPS characters still feel like they're participating. and not
which you can kind of see that they were going for that with
Trigger.
The difference between Caesar and Bernice to Astra and Trigger.
Yes.
Are very different. They are, like you said, they are off-screen characters, but they're still doing stuff. Whereas Bernice she shows up, you put the fire on them, and then you have to pay attention to the little gauge in your corner. And that's it. That's about the extent that Bernice shows up. So if I need there to be Bernice just in like an Astra mode where she's just sitting there cackling as she's lighting something on fire.
Yeah.
Just dancing around the fire.
I want her to do the Trigger thing. Like, I want her to like jump in laughing and spraying flames and then vanish again and like dive in and out for those procs. I already picture her like she just comes in upside down shooting flames and then vanishes again. And just like you hear her yelling and shouting, and
even if it is literally just you see her in the background doing her Bernice dance.
That would be, I would pay for a skin where she just dances in the background. Like if she's not actively on field. That would be so good.
And when your Bang Boo is not on screen, he's also dancing there with them, and see everyone who's not actively on screen is dancing, and she can pair with.
I just assume that's always happening. Yes.
What if that's a premium skin, and when you pair with Astra sings the Bernice song?
Oh, that would be so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The amount of money I would throw at my screen.
And you just gave that idea away for free. Hoyo, hire us. We have a lot of good ideas about Bernice. Like that and one.
So many more. But
you could bank Bang Boos that look like characters. So there's gonna be some new
Speaking of Bang
mechanics. They're trying to make combat more involved.
They talked a lot about combat and the future of ZZZ. The other really nice thing they talked about is because we've been talking around basically for as long as these characters have been coming out is how long they're going to last.
Yes,
and they said they are going to try to future-proof as best as possible characters, and not just by tweaking their numbers. And like you kind of have seen it a little. You see them like testing it.
Yeah. Like
in the
thing we can never remember.
Hollow Zero.
The Lost Void stuff.
In Hollow Zero, in the Lost Void. Where they add extra stuff to old characters. So like Corinne and some of the other ones that they've done. So that seems like that was kind of their trial of like, how do people respond to updating old characters to make them feel as good to play as new characters?
Yeah, and
which I think
it's amazing.
It's good.
And I like that they explicitly said like, we're not just going to inflate values. Like that's what I would have expected a gacha game to do. It'd be like, we'll kind of keep them relevant. We're gonna change some numbers and it'll be fine. It feels a little bit more, and probably won't be this dramatic 'cause it's not a competitive game, but a little bit more like the way Riot approaches updating League characters, where there's like, it may not be that extreme, but it's going, there's the character, here's their identity, both in terms of personality and in terms of gameplay. How do we maintain that identity, but still make it so that they are not wholly outclassed by this new character that came out, or that they still contribute something or in some way. I'm excited to see who they do that. My theory is that like they're gonna do that with Caesar and Bernice first, because Caesar's still in a pretty good place, and so is Bernice, but they don't show up as much.
I don't know. I'm torn because like they don't need it.
Right.
Both of them still squarely have a space.
Yeah.
Whereas you have other characters, kind of like, especially Ellen.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was going to ask you
Hugo
who do you
coming
think?
out.
I think it's Ellen.
You have these other S rank characters. Ching Yi, she still kind of has a place, but now another electric stunner has come out. Mm-hmm. So I think those might be the first ones that they look at updating, like doing more overhauls to bring them. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, especially like Caesar, it would be great if she got like a update to like be more present on the field, but she still squarely is like a top tier character. Like, if you have her, you can make so many teamwork just by the process of her having them ignore a key function of a game such as damage.
Yeah. And I think the other thing like that will be helpful is, so I think Jing Yi's a really good example where even if they don't change her, they can release new characters that really want Jing Yi to do what she does, right? We can get another character like Zhu Yuan who doesn't mind a selfish stunner on the field. And so if a new character like that comes out, that ups your Jing Yi stocks because now she's relevant again. And they've said they're being really intentional about like, how do new characters interact with older characters so that ideally like your Lycones or your Kaledas stay relevant, even if we're like coming towards the end of season 2 or moving into season 3. There will always be fall off, but like playable like Kaleda Lighter's a really good example. Lighter's better, Kaleda's still good in an Evelyn comp.
I'm just excited for the future of when you can run a 3 Void Hunter team. It's
a ways away, man.
Maybe.
Well, this is we're jumping ahead. Save it because I read something that may complicate that a little bit. The last thing I'll say about characters being relevant is they've also said they don't want just characters to be relevant in a combat scenario. They also want them to stay relevant narratively. So like the Lycone Hugo thing is their example of like, Hugo's new, this is the story, but now Lycone's really relevant. So there's a chance or there's opportunities for new characters to come out, and all of a sudden like Jiyuan's relevant again in the narrative, or Bernice comes like these characters that have already had their like arc.
Ambi and Soldier 11.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm glad that they are doing that intentionally and not just because it's convenient at the time. We're doing good, Brian. We've got plenty of time.
Oh, okay. How much time did I kill with that?
I mean, you killed enough for us to start talking about the some stuff that we know is coming in 2.0. So this whole section is probably going to be all over the place, but I think the big thing is what you and I have been talking about that we weren't so sure about. It looks like it's going to happen, which is Belle and William are going to like actually enter the hollows and maybe actually do things in the hollows and not just be a slower sprint speed character.
Come on, Mecha Belle.
Because like there's all this talk about them like training and like in a dojo and like learning how to do stuff in the hollows. We may be getting a glow up where we get those characters probably for free.
What if their attacks are just laser beams?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Out of their eyes.
Yeah.
They just...
Like that one X-Man?
Yeah, Wolverine.
That's the one. What if they are a duo and certain skills swap who's in on the field at a time? And so they're like...
I don't like that. I don't
play as Wallace.
I don't want assistant manager.
I don't know. I don't want to deal with the community if they're given any more fodder about Belle and Winston being near each other. But
I
don't even worry about it.
Is it one of those relationships?
It's not, but there's a vocal minority
special relationship
who are like convinced, and it skeeves me out in such an uncomfortable way. I can't.
The only people who think that are people who don't have
siblings. Exactly. And it's still creepy. Anyways, we're going to be, they got new outfits. Everything is very China inspired, which is really cool. One of the things that I was worried about before we saw the video, and I'm not worried about anymore, is in some of the other Hoyo properties, when they do their China arc, all the characters' designs end up looking really similar. They're good. Like, they look great, but they end up being very samey. And that is not the case with the characters we've seen so far. Like, there's a lot of variety. Belle and Wyatt get new outfits that look really cool but still feel fitting for the characters. We have a new key character that I think we can stop beating around the bush and talk about. It's Yi Zhuan. I think I got that right. Yi Zhuan.
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 Zhuan. Yi Zhuan.
Zhuan.
is a white-haired martial artist lady who looks really, really cool. She's the leader of Yunkui Summit. It's one of the new factions that we're seeing.
Did you say leader or yeeter?
Leader. I think I said leader.
I think you said yeeter.
I'm going to give myself a clean leader so that I can edit out the other one and make it sound like I'm not a moron. Leader. No! So this is what's interesting. In the the English version, they said she was a void hunter. But
yes,
in all of the other language versions, they said she has power that rivals a void hunter. So the theory is that was a mistranslation. We won't know till we get her drip marketing. She's still going to be phenomenally strong.
I'm looking forward to my third member of the Silver Squad, because she very much looks like she is another version. Even though they already said there was only one member left alive, but they're up to 2, so why not 3?
You've jumped ahead, but I'm also with you. I think her name is Orpheus, and she looks so cool.
She looks so
with
cool.
With the horns and the tail that like blinked and has like started to heat up.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about that character.
Who are you talking about?
I was still talking Yi Zhuan.
You're talking about
She's got the exact
Yi Zhuan?
The white hair character who has that orange outfit, much like Silver Ambi.
I thought you were talking about her being on Oval Squad. Okay, I'm with you now.
That's
Brian.
why when you were like the horns and the tail, and I'm like, wait, no, I did like the imagery of you have an angelic and a demonic character.
Yeah, I mean, that's fun. She looks really cool. She's going to be strong.
They both look cool.
Yeah, she's going to be really important. She's one of the they've announced the 3 big factions that we're going to deal with, at least at first, are going to be Yunkui Summit, which is her, and I think we also saw I think her name is Jufufu.
Is that the one with the mech?
No, that's the one that we saw in a holo during one of the recent events or stories. That she's got she's like a cat thyrene, and she was talking about she was looking for her master and couldn't find her, and then
oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
I remember.
I think she'll be A rank.
I just really want a character that's just piloting a robot.
Well, we're getting there, man, because we might be getting one. Or it's just a straight up robot. The Oboe Squad is going to continue to be relevant. And then they've said that we're finally going to get the Idol faction, the Angels of Delusion.
Yes.
But then in the PV, they're nowhere to be seen. So I don't know when they're going to show up.
Maybe they'll be the third faction.
Yeah. It feels like they've got cool characters. They don't know how to wedge them in yet.
Yeah. I can only assume there's also a chance.
Yeah, take a chance.
Depending on how the timing works out, that for the 1-year anniversary, they are going to hold a concert, and the idols will make their appearance at the anniversary concert.
Yeah, Brian.
It'll be whatever the in-game holiday is will just coincide with the anniversary of ZZZ's
It'll just
launch.
happen to coincide.
That is my theory. Is depending on how. Because also, what better way for them to make a ton of money on their anniversary than release a faction that people have been asking for since, the leaks happened a year ago.
I think the only other way it would be Yi Zhuan becomes the 2.0 or the anniversary character.
Yeah.
Or both. Who knows? I like the idea of, even if that's not their banner drop, I like the idea of them showing up for this big concert and then becoming relevant. They seem cool. Robot Girl's cool. I like Robot Girl. So
Beep, bop, boop, bop. That's what a robot sounds like.
The other thing we got recently is the other thing that we haven't mentioned because nobody cares about it is the game's coming to Xbox. So if you have an Xbox, congratulations.
And for the rest of us,
for everybody else
I'm
on the
sure
planet,
there will be some free polychromes to celebrate the console release.
Something.
So congratulations.
Thanks for the Xbox chromes, everybody.
Thank you, Microsoft.
We got the promotional video for the 2.0. It's called Through the Miasma of Memories and Evil. It's 2.5 minutes long, so if you haven't watched it, just go watch it real quick. What I did want to highlight, Brian, I don't know if you read the caption for the video underneath the YouTube video, 'cause it says, Locked behind reflections of the past, truth glows under sunken ink. Okay, whatever. That secret may very well be the origin of calamity. Faith in, this time, it's you who will shatter evil. So they really are just like, hey, guess what, guys? You're the stars of this arc. We're going to make you fight. I wonder if this is a response to people complaining that, like, for patch 1.0 through, like, 1.4, Belle and
other guy.
Yeah, Belle and were, like, superfluous. like they were the lens that we were viewing cool things from.
We definitely we talked about that. Where like for a while it was very much like they were there as passive observers. Yeah. Like they had almost zero to do with anything that happened during Tour de Inferno. Mm-hmm. So many, and then which I think because we talked about in that one episode, which is kind of why they whiffed just get like fixing their eyes so they can go into hollows, is because they realize they're like, all right, these characters need to be able to actually go into the hollow. Yeah. Even if they're not going to be combat characters initially, they need to be able to like show up to these events and not just be a bang boo watching everyone else do really important stuff.
Yeah. I still don't love it, but I get it. And I'm sure like as they make these decisions, they get a lot of feedback. And so I guarantee they've gotten a lot of feedback about like wanting Belle and him to be more present or be more relevant. I think it'll be interesting. We got a lot of new characters. We don't have a lot of names. There are some like images and things going around that like give some of these characters names, but I tried not to pull most of them because I didn't want to dig into spoiler territory or leak territory or be wrong. But we saw a bunch. There was Jufufu, which we heard about earlier. There's a big old panda man.
Ben's got a friend.
Ben's friend, Panda Man. Panda Ben. There's a cute like bunny or like Pika-thyrene. She's like a big blade and seems really goofy and chaotic, which I like. And then she's paired with a very stern-looking, angry, hollow investigator guy.
So basically another Bernice Lighter.
There you go. Only one of them is really small. We got an edgelord looking dude with a gun blade. And I missed that it was a gun blade the first time, but I went and watched the video again. And the guy who like puts the sword on his shoulder, that's totally a gun blade, which is pretty cool. We got a girl with heterochromia, who was investigating a darkness. She gave kind of a Corrin sort of vibe. There's not a lot with her. And then she gets spooked by a redheaded prankster girl who has a little mammal companion and like a admiral's hat. And the moment I saw her, I was like, I think Brian's going to like this character because there's a small animal with a hat on, and that feels very Brian.
I do like hats.
Uh-huh. And
I don't like, me personally, I don't like hats,
no,
but
you
like,
don't wear
I
hats.
like when other things wear hats.
It's fun to wear
I don't wear hats. No, it sits on your head.
Yeah. Listen.
It's a terrible feeling.
I like a hat.
No. I
need my fishing hat. Then the ones that like, we also got 2 new characters for Obel Squad. We got Seed, who, if you've been running around with Trigger, like Trigger keeps talking about Seed, and we've seen him. He's just a big old robot guy. He looks really cool. And then the other one, I think her name is Orpheus, which would make sense. And she's the one I was talking about earlier with the curly Q horns and the tail.
Yeah, the devil.
Not the devil.
Satan.
That's not Satan. She's not
Satan.
She's not a dragon, as people on the internet are saying. She's a chimera. She's a chimera. Yeah.
She got a friend named Edward.
Brian, no.
Yeah. Yes.
Brian, no.
That's twice today I've been able to make that joke.
Yeah, man. She looked cool. I liked the tail kind of scooped up, and I liked the face on it. Whatever. We got to see some of the Exaltists looking as creepy as they can possibly be.
I think they're up to no good, Eric. I'm going to be honest.
They be scheming. I saw somebody on one of the Reddits was like, so what part of being an Exaltist means you have to surround yourself by busty women? Because like there's all these like same looking people in the room, and they're all like this stamped clones of busty women. which I guess is also just like the ZZZ way.
Well, whoever the head cultist is, they've got their type.
He has a type.
If you're in charge of a cult, you get to pick who joins.
Listen,
that's the whole point of being a cult leader.
Those are the rules.
I don't make them. I just enforce them.
I think they're all clones. I think he found one and was like, I'm going to make 800 of these guys. Man, also, like, I know we there's nothing we can add constructively about it, but the music is so good, man. Like,
I too like the music.
The fusion of like traditional instruments and orchestration with like the hip hop beats and the it's really cool, man.
Yeah, they are just having a blast with their music, and it's great. It is working for me. I am jiving with that turkey, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, man. Everyone knows what you're talking about when you say that. I'm gonna put out a call for help real quick because hold on. Yeah.
Ring, 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 ring.
Yes, hello. Help, please.
Okay. Help is on the way.
We've done it. Okay. At the beginning of the 1.7 trailer for the patch, like the one that's on YouTube, it's like an 8-minute long video, 7-minute long video. It opens up with Hugo, and there's like really cool, fast syncopated drum beats underneath some pretty chill electronic bassy stuff that is a style of music I really like, and I cannot for the life of me pinpoint what style of music it is. And the only cultural touchstone I have is it reminds me of some music from Bomberman 64. So, if you're listening and you know what genre of music that is, please get at me, because I'm really into it and I just can't find it. And I've made it as vague as possible, but if somebody does that, you will be eternally grateful. We'll give you a special shout out in the episode. Unless you know, Brian, do you know?
I would. The problem when you start getting into these weird music types is you can never tell if that's actually what it's called or if something like I had a random Spotify playlist pop up called Quirktronica.
Okay. Which is that something?
It is something. Like, I don't know if it's something that like Spotify made up.
Okay.
But it was really weird, quirky electronica. But with like it's kind of like in the vibe you were going for. And one of the songs on that playlist was called Nice Weather for Ducks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe Quirktronica is like roughly in the vein. But then you get into that thing where like it feels like it kind of feels like when you get into like metal.
Yeah.
And the difference between like
metal.
Yeah, Swedish death black metal, and then Black Death Swedish metal, and then
glam pop
new
metal, and then new metal with a U. Yeah, and like it's electronic music. So like, is it downbeat acid electronic, or is it something totally? Anyways, if you've got an idea, if you know something that sounds similar, or even if you don't know like the name, but you've got other tracks that sound like that, kick them my way, because I was really feeling that, and then it ended and there were other things happening. Music's good though. I've googled Quirktronica now, so I'm gonna have to check whatever this is. And somebody listening is like, I'm big in this scene, and you guys are morons.
Some of the songs were cool. There was one that just felt like a circus song, which like wasn't terrible, but wasn't the vibe I was trying to feel.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Like electronic circus music.
No, I'm not jamming.
Feels vaguely like something you hear right before you die, like in a horrible serial killer like maze. You're like, oh, cool. The evil robot clowns are with machetes for eyes are coming.
Yeah. Your phone just starts playing it without anybody pushing any buttons. And while you're trying to turn it off is when the robot's scythe face clown shows up and cuts off your ears with his toes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
No, you get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Hey, which one are you most excited for? Which character? We're gonna bring it back before we wrap it up.
Ooh.
Who did they show you that you're like, all right, this is the one that I need to make sure I lock in?
It's gonna have to just on pure vibes alone. White hair angel girl.
Okay, but we have a name for that one. Each one.
Yeah, white hair angel girl. But also the Devil Wears Prada.
Brian, not a
also
devil.
Could be cool.
Yeah, she's the one that I'm like, okay, that's my jam right there. Is Orpheus, whatever her name is.
Like, I want them to play together so that way they can be on a team together and like.
Yeah. I mean, if like 90% of the content,
but also if like Robot Guy was super cool, like
he was cool.
Robot Guy.
Here's a thumbs up. Like I can't wait. They gave everyone a lot of personality, even though we saw them for like 2 seconds. So like I'm excited to meet them. We have no idea how long it's gonna take to meet some of these characters. These could be like this could be the trickle for the whole next year. Could be 2.7, like that. We're seeing some of these characters. Some of them give early patch energy though. Big Panda Dude is early patch energy. We know White Herald Angel Lady is early patch because she's like our guide through everything, which means Jufufu will be early.
It could be one of those things too where like, you know, because Miyabi was introduced really early in the story, but she did not come out for a while. So they could be going that route too of like introducing character. I get the feeling that they're going to try to like have you interact with these characters sooner than when they immediately drop in. You might not be a ton of interaction, but make them feel like they're more in the world instead of just having them like randomly show up and they're like, I've been here the whole time.
Well, the one thing to think about, because I think you're right, is July 4th is 1 year anniversary, which is simultaneously really far away and super soon. Because that's like what, 2.5 months?
Yeah, about 2.5
patch
months.
2.1, 2.2. So it's very real that like that would be enough time to set some of these characters up and then drop them as like the big anniversary character. This will be our first anniversary, so we have no idea like how generous Hoyo will be with anniversary things.
Are they normally pretty generous?
It depends on the game, really. Like with
really?
Like Genshin, they don't really have to be. But then they'll be really generous during Chinese New Year in that game, like free selectors and things. So it really depends. It depends on the team. So
whereas they didn't do much for Chinese New Year.
No, there was a big event, right?
I mean, but like I guess like as far as like being super generous.
Yeah, we weren't given like they weren't advertising on YouTube 100 free rolls or anything crazy. Like it was just like, hey, there's a fun event going on, but you do every event anyways, so like take it. Enjoy.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming down the pipeline, dude.
It's a big pipe and it's full of stuff.
It's full of things. Now, we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna do some closing pieces. First, if you like what we do and you appreciate the things that we're doing and saying, leave a comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever you people do for podcasts.
If you hate it, leave comments too, because as we all know, any engagement drives the search engine.
Just anything would be great. If you thought that this was a good episode, just whatever.
Poop emojis in the chat, y'all.
we can't really advertise this one. One, because we've got no money, but also like there's not a lot of people clamoring for a Zenless Zone Zero podcast. So if you've got friends who play or you hear people talking about how they like the game and they want to consume more content, tell them about our podcast, tell them it's free, and tell them that we only talk for like an hour.
And we're both very, very silly.
We're very silly and very smart, and we know what we're talking about all the time. If you are interested in joining our community, there is a Discord link in the show notes. It's popping off, y'all. It's a pretty cool space to hang out. Everyone has been super chill and fun and cool and neat and whatever. I'm not even going to mention the email anymore. I guess I will. 6streetunderground at gmail.com. Email us if you want.
I'm gonna make a bunch of spoof emails and just send them to you so that way you feel like it means something.
So I can go, oh, hey. Oh, no.
Hey, it's me. It's another fake email.
Hi, Brian. Any attention's good attention at this point. So the last thing I'll say is
goodbye.
No, Brian. I was gonna say something. Our next episode will be out on May 1st. That's our next episode.
That should be it.
That should be a new one.
1.7 will be out.
1.7 will be out. That one is going to be, yeah. That'll be good. we'll be chatting about Hugo and things. Vivian will be out. I don't know about you, Brian. Vivian's on my list of must-gets. Yeah, that'll be a normal episode. And then the episodes on the 15th and the 29th are going to be special. Something different. I've rambled for too long. So
I was just gonna let you
let me just
at that
talk.
Point, you were just talking to yourself.
It's okay.
You were just looking at your calendar, talking to yourself like an old man.
So check out. Tomorrow is a recycling day, and then Easter's coming. No, luckily I also edit myself. So thanks, y'all. It's fun. I'm excited. Brian's excited. I think.
Much excite. Such wow.
End it. How do we end? Say something funny. Do it. You can do this. Hey, did we go the whole episode without ever actually saying what's his name's name?
Yeah. Another successful podcast.
We did it.
Are we still going?
I'm gonna stop it right there.